All right, so this is my final project for COM 31800. And in this project, I'm really going to talk about language and perception. This was the aspect of this class that really stuck out to me the most. And I don't know, I just found it the most interesting. My cousin works for a PR company, and I feel like she's just always talking to me about like persuasion and language and how different types of language tactics are like that she uses every single day in her line of work. And it's something that I've thought and am still thinking about going into. Um, so yeah, that's where I said mass media. I also feel as if mass media is something that we use every single day. I feel like almost everybody uses it at least a little bit, or it impacts our lives one way or another. And specifically, I feel like labels and euphemisms are things of persuasion that really just help persuasion be persuasion, in my opinion. Um, I think language tactics really are what make persuasion persuasion. And I'm going to talk about I'm going to go into more detail about labels and euphemisms in a minute, but these are just like the three main parts of my presentation I want to focus on is how persuasion within mass media, how important it is, how mass media would not be the same without it, and how different type of language tactics such as labels and euphemisms would not be the same if persuasion was not around. So, yes, like I've been saying, persuasion in media, there's a whole bunch of different type of language tactics that play a huge part in persuasion because to me, in my opinion, persuasion is people want the audience to do a certain thing, or they want the audience to buy a certain product, or anything of the sorts. The people want the audience to want their product or whatever they're offering. So they're going to use positive language tactics in order to accomplish this. Again, communication and advertisements. When you see a commercial, um, it's always going to be in a positive manner for that specific company. You're never going to see like a Doritos commercial like hating on Doritos or pointing out how many calories are in a certain bag, or the behind the scenes that no one really wants to talk about, because in this example, Doritos, like they want to sell that specific product. In order to do so, they're going to use positive language tactics in order to do this. So, if, like, again, like I talked about euphemisms a little bit, I feel like this is a big one because, in my opinion, it's kind of like a sugar coat. So, like, if instead of someone saying like they got fired from a job, they're gonna say that they were let go or that they were cut off from the job. And to me, it's just almost like a sugarcoating thing. And I feel like companies do this a lot in order to make their product sound better to the buyer, because that's to me what media and persuasion is all about, is getting the buyer to want to buy their certain product. And obviously, the better positive language tactics they have, the better that their product is going to sell and the more attention it is going to grab from their audience. And obviously, the bigger the audience, the more money they're going to make. So, for example, one of the sources I found was called Introduction, the Spectrum of Persuasion. And this article just really talked about how media and persuasion go hand in hand. And I couldn't agree with this more. I feel like persuasion helps the media grow. And like I said, I feel like everybody is influenced nowadays by media in one way or another. Obviously, some more a lot than others. And I feel like it's only growing. I feel like media isn't going away anytime soon. In fact, I feel like I don't know, I feel like every month there's like a new social media platform that is launched and that people are getting into. But someone has to be persuaded to buy this like specific product, or like to download the certain app or anything of the sorts. And obviously people aren't going to want to download an app that they've heard like bad things about, or that they know won't work the best, or just even if they haven't heard anything, then they're not going to be persuaded to buy it. So therefore, like the commercials within media, that's their job to make the people want to buy or use their certain product. The second article I found was called Mass Media and Mass Persuasion. And this article just really talked about communicating to different groups of people. Because obviously everybody is different. Everybody is going to get persuaded in their own ways, some different than others. So I feel like for a company, it's really important that they can reach a broad audience, therefore, instead of just one specific group of people, because it's easy to do that. It would be very easy to target a specific group of people. And in some cases, this is like the case, but even just like a little kid commercial, they want to target little kids who are watching, so then the kids will ask their parents to buy something. But at the same time, that commercial also has to be appealing to the parents, because the parents are going to be the one spending their money on this toy or whatever it is for their kid. So therefore, it's important to be able to know how to communicate to different groups of people. And again, this also goes hand in hand, that perceiving persuasion in their own way. Everybody does this. Everybody's different. Everyone is going to perceive persuasion in their own way. So just making sure that a broad range of audiences can be accomplished, because then therefore, again, more people are going to be drawn to this, and that means more money and revenue for their company. The last article I found was called Blurring the Lines Between Entertainment and Persuasion. And this just kind of talked about tricks within the media industry, and how certain companies will use like certain logos or certain phrases and just positive language tactics in order to persuade their audience to buy their certain product. Sometimes companies will like even lie, or they will be very far from the truth. And I feel like this happens a lot in like weight loss commercials. They'll see, oh my gosh, like she went from 100 pounds to 80 pounds in like a month, or just something like pretty unrealistic, especially to happen to multiple groups of people. And it's just really important that people are being perceived in the best way possible when it comes to these products within mass media, because if they're not perceiving this product as great and amazing and life-changing, or just something that's going to better their life, then they're not going to want to buy it. And I feel like especially with inflation in the economy right now, people aren't just throwing away their money on like little random things anymore. They're realizing that everything is expensive, and therefore they're looking at the pros and cons of what they should and shouldn't be spending their money on. And again, just like hooking the audience is really important, because the audience is what is going to be buying. They're going to be the ones that are buying the products that the company is trying to sell, whether that's on TikTok ads, Instagram ads. I feel like every third scroll on Instagram is an ad for something. Same thing with TikTok. Even Snapchat has ads now. Obviously, commercials are one that everyone knows on TV. Just, I feel like it is just only growing, and overall, I feel like as an like me as like the audience for something, we just need to be careful on what we're spending our money on, because persuasion is a very real thing, and it is very easy to be persuaded when we hear, oh, this product can do this, 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 and it's so life-changing. But I feel like us as an audience need to like just take a step back and truly think about whether or not we need this product in our lives.